Amazing Ampharos here, and I'm about to take on the 2 required Final Fantasy VI bosses. Now, before I go to fight any of them, I need to do some more classic lunar phase shuffling. As the first boss I'm going to fight, the Phantom Train, is actually pretty tricky, and if I left the lunar phase where it was, his use of Holy would have been a big problem for me. This one actually gives him a lot of offensive power too, but overall it helps me more than it helps him, so I'm pretty okay with it. And before we get into the fight, there's a little work to do here. I need to set Golbez up for defense, and I'm going to do back attacks, so I had to account for that with my equipment shuffle. Now, basically the thing is, the wheel attack hits so crazy hard that it's going to kill anyone other than Kain or Golbez in one hit. And he counterattacks physical attacks randomly with wheel, and non-physical attacks, or magic attacks rather, randomly with Holy. So the strategy here is to have Golbez taunt with Blink up. Blink actually lets you dodge wheel. And then just go to town, because you can't do a whole lot to you with this game. Diamond Dust does incredibly little damage. It does hit the whole party, so I'm going to have to Kiraga to deal with that. And this boss is weak to holy damage, so anyone with the Excalibur or Holy Lance equipped can do a ton of damage. Of course, I can't actually attack with Golbez because he's having to beat Taunt up. But that's letting Berserk Kain do even more damage than Berserk Kain usually does. And Berserk Kain always hits like a truck. Or like a train, I should say. Though I have to admit, this fight makes me kind of sad, because no one in our party is capable of suplexing this train. And it's just not the same when you don't do that. You can use Doom on Golbez, which is fairly obnoxious, but it's not the end of the world. And I'm going to go with Kiraga instead of Blink, because he could counter this with Holy. And if Golbez goes down, this fight gets a lot harder to keep under control, actually. So I'm going to really try to keep Golbez up until that Doom timer runs out. Well, that didn't work. And I'm going to haste Golbez just so he gets his next turn to taunt ASAP. So as you can see, this fight can really get away with you if the boss starts getting a lot of turns that Golbez doesn't get easy answers to. And for all of you who had this thought that Golbez, just because he wasn't as powerful as he used to be, was going to be less important in the end game than he was in the earlier parts of the game, or that he was somehow not the best character, I really hope that was a good demonstration of why he's so great. Because any boss in single targets automatically loses to Taunt. And no other character has just such an easy answer to that sort of broad attack pattern as Golbez does. And here we get the Mutsuno Kami, which is a very difficult to pronounce, but very good sword for Edge. It gives Edge ridiculously high attack power, with the downside that it doesn't boost Edge's speed like the Rising Sun, so it reintroduces the equipment shuffle to Edge. But more powerful options are always good. And if you've also had the thought that, man, Edge is getting basically every good thing you're finding in this final dungeon, don't worry, that's actually the last piece of equipment for Edge I'm going to get. And there's still a couple other handy things. But I need to roll the lunar phase, and I'm not entirely decided where I want it, actually. I think I want to weaken... Actually, I think I just want to come back to this one, because weakening any of this next boss's attacks don't really help me. But doing more damage myself is incredibly helpful. This next boss fight is the gimmickiest of gimmicky. It's Ultros, so what do you really expect? And I'm going to need power here, so back to the Gigan Axe with Golbez. And I just realized in all these videos, Kain's been leading my party the whole time, so let's give 4 of them a chance. As you can tell from his girl's comment, this boss is a pervert, and it actually affects the gameplay because he counterattacks any attack done to him by men with bile at first, but generally constrict. So I have to think very carefully before I attack any male character. I can, however, attack with total impunity with the girls, so that makes things a little easier. So I'm certainly just going to take advantage of Kain's white magic and the Mason Dune on Edge to get a lot of buffs up, while Rydia mostly does all the work with Leviathan. And I just realized I forgot to put up a very important buff. Thankfully he hasn't punished me for this yet. Now everyone has haste and blink, and it's time to go on the attack with Edge. So back to the old equipment juggle to get that incredibly difficult to pronounce weapon equipped. And here we go. He does have a second form where I have to somewhat worry about stuff, but it shouldn't be too bad. I just have to try to make sure not all the guys are paralyzed at once and keep hammering away with Leviathan. This fight would actually be really, really obnoxious if I didn't have any girls in the party at all. Hopefully he's about ready to switch forms, because when he goes to the second form, even though his attack pattern gets a huge upgrade, he no longer counters every single physical attack with, or every single male attack with constrict. He still counters some of them, but it's random. That was a big mistake. He also counterattacks all summons with Flare. He generally just counterattacks magic with the same type of magic, but he obviously can't summon, so he goes for Flare. But he's really not that smart. So this very much ends up working against him. But you do have to be careful, because if you do something really foolish, like bounce a Kiraga off your reflect onto Ultros, you not only heal him, but he'll counter with Flare and kill Pora. But yeah, he was only worth 3 experience, so that's not exactly going to get me anywhere in levels, but he did drop the knife, which, as you might recall, is instant max damage whenever Edge throws the thing. So I'm certainly going to be saving that for one of the more challenging optional bosses. But for now, I'm going to break segment, and I'll see you next time as I begin charging through the remaining 15 floors, which is mostly navigation and not so much boss. See you then.